Okay, all this time I thought I was recording. I should have did a little practice, and instead of recording, I was streaming. And let's see if anything showed up on Twitch. Let me check. Oh yes, it did go on Twitch. I didn't want it on Twitch. Damn it! Oh my god. Can I put it on YouTube? Yeah, I'll have to find a way to save it. I have to save a few videos. Oh my god. Yeah, it went on Twitch. That's funny. Okay, then whatever. That was an accident. So this one is going to YouTube. So I want to what do I want? Oh yes, I want to talk about schemas. Schemas. Talking about schemas. What is schema? I will give you my basic rundown. So schema is, just think of a script, a scene. Script or a scene? What is a script? A script is something you read and you follow it, right? Like a play. Like this is gonna happen and this is gonna happen and So it's all laid out, right? And you follow it. That's a script. A scene, it's like a scene in a movie, right? Or a scene right now I'm portraying to you in this show. How does that become part of our everyday life? So, okay, we have our conscious, a subconscious, and an unconscious mind. When we are sleeping, we're unconscious, right? Um, there was this thing about 80% of what we do is our subconscious. Oh my gosh, so we're just 20% awake, which is very bizarre to think, right? But okay, regardless of that. So, subconscious is a lot of things deep down in our brain, deep in our memory. I'm not reading from anything, this is all coming from my memory. So, we have all these things that maybe bring up memories, and yes, a lot of it comes from experience. A lot of it does. And the older you get, the more you can read people, the more you know the behaviors and that something's off and something's not right, something is suspect, and yada yada. Um, oh my god. Why do I start to yawn when I do this? This is so bad. Let me show you something I think is really cool. I found this new thing that I'm going to start to use. So let me do share screen. I'll share this one. Right? Am I sharing it? Hmm. I don't know how to stop sharing. Oh yeah, I'm here with you. So okay, it's not playing, but isn't this cool? So you want to be a therapist, eh? Eh? You want to be a psychotherapist? Connecting with people. Look at this beautiful session. Yes, therapy could be a beautiful thing. So, okay, let's go back to schemas. What is schema? Schema. Schema, okay. There are three types of schemas. Linguistic schema, no. I want to play this video, but I'm probably going to get a copyright strike. So let's go to our famous Wikipedia. Schema, what is it? It is a pattern of behavior, thoughts that organizes categories of information and the relationship amongst them. It can be described as mental structure, preconceived ideas, framework representing some aspects of the world, a system or organization, perceiving new information. But a lot of this comes from our childhood. It's like how we should behave and why we should behave the way we should behave, what we should do in particular situations, right? How we should respond to certain things. So, for example, growing up, going to your auntie's house, going to your grandma's house, going to the grocery store, you know how you're supposed to behave, right? There's a certain scene or a scheme. I like to say schema, but I like to say scenery. And there's a script. You have to play the script in life. You're playing a script as a child. When I go in this grocery store, I better not cry. My mommy's gonna kick my ass. I better not beg for a toy or she's gonna slap me. I don't know, whatever the case, whatever abuse you sustained growing up. Yeah, it was brutal for me. But so how can that affect us in our adult life? Do you not think growing up as a child, being afraid to communicate what you want, even though, even if you feel like you don't deserve it or you shouldn't have it, is it still bad or a wrong thing to communicate what you want? Shouldn't you still express your wants and needs? Because if the other person feels like that's not what you want, that's because that's not what they want. But you are going to change your whole life path based on what somebody thinks that you shouldn't have. And it starts off as a child. It seems pretty innocent. It's not a big fucking deal if you don't get that fucking lollipop, right? What's a funny story? I had a cousin. She was so damn spoiled. I was the most embarrassed in my entire life. Not even my own kid threw a fit like that. But when I took her to the market, she seen this toy she wanted, and oh my gosh, she just threw a fit on the ground. I couldn't pick her up. You know, you try to pick up the kid, they're like, you know. She just made a scene. She always got what she wanted. Did I end up buying a lollipop? I think I did. I don't remember. Maybe I called and I was like, probably I didn't have money because I was young. I'm broke. I'm getting my 20s. I'm not buying that damn toy, fucking $10 toys. Back then, minimum wage was barely $10. So I was like, hell no. So, but she got always what she wanted. She was a spoiled little brat. And even as she finished high school, her dad bought her a brand new car. And then when she went to college, he bought her a fucking house. And she was barely in her 20s. So do you think that little schema from the time she was a kid actually shaped her world to where it always worked in her favor? And things just always, so you got married and just everything just lined up like the fucking stars. The gates of heaven just opened up. So that versus somebody else, perhaps myself, who didn't get shit growing up. If I dare seen something and I was like, oh mommy, I like her. If I made a scene, if I dare embarrassed her in story, it was you got slapped into next week. Don't you even dare. So consider that schema versus the other schema. Now you see why my life turned out so fucked up. But it's okay. I have my whole life to work on it, right? So when you have the schema of that you shouldn't ask what you want, and actually recently I was punished about similar. So maybe Subconsciously, people can pick up cues on people, right? And know their upbringings if they had a certain schema. If they got what they wanted, or if they didn't get what they want, or they didn't, they feel like, oh, you didn't grow up with that particular schema, so you're not even worthy of even asking for what you want because you didn't grow up with that luxury to even have an option. So, with that being said, for example, at a job interview, and it comes to the negotiation part, and you're just like, hmm, why did you ask me what salary I'm looking for if you're gonna tell me what salary you're gonna give me? First of all. And then number two, I never had any information in paper about the salary, so I didn't have a reference as to how much they actually told me the pay was. But after I got the job offer, the letter, and I was like, I don't recall this salary, so I tried to like renegotiate with them. I just say, hey, can you consider a little adjustment because I am educated with a master's degree. Hello, but they were like, well, well, we've been having people here for 5 years, even though they ain't got no degree. They're probably high school dropout, whatever, whatever. So that's what you see, what you get. I don't know. This kind of attitude. I just wanted to see what the options were, and I just said, okay. But thank you so much. I still appreciate it, and I look forward to working with you. So I was accepting a job offer. And then they come back an email an hour later. Oh, you know what? We're just going to rescind our job offer because how dare you even try to negotiate? You don't seem happy. I was like, what? Who does that? And I already knew something was up. As an adult, right? We start to pick up on things. Something is not right with this picture. Something is very fishy, right? And something was fishy because it was taking a fucking hell and a long time to respond to me about the job offer. It's like they dragged it for another week. And like in a week, you could have interviewed, of course, 50 people. But, and that let me know, that indicated to me to not put all my eggs in one basket. And I did not put all my eggs in one basket. I had a couple of baskets around like it was fucking Easter. So, anyhow, I love to speak French. I hope you know that by now. So, anyhow, so another week later, when they finally, after 2 weeks, responded to me, I already had like freaking 3 or 4 other job offers, and I took 2 job offers. So, I was okay with them trying to diss me, but that was just very tasteless, very low class. But I knew something was up. I knew, and I felt it by kind of being ghosted, even though they kept assuring me, oh, you got the job. We like you done put me through 3 damn interviews in a period of like 2 weeks. Just dragging, like buying time. Like, come on, people. A whole damn month later, you really think I just sat out there for a whole month without a job waiting for you guys? No, I started already another job. But I wanted that one more, but it's okay. I actually, the place I took, it's a better deal. In the end, it's going to turn out to be better. But anyhow, so based on that schema, perhaps I communicated with them or to them in a particular way that make them indicate that they can respond to me in a certain way, right? Sometimes you just gotta be flat out and rude, not rude, but just be like, no, this is what I want. Just like put it down, just be honest. And I don't like that people that are just not so honest, or if they are, how can I say, not just dishonest, but not truthful, they're not genuine, they're not authentic. And these people usually have the same characteristics. When you talk to them, they're always like, they have a delayed response, right? And it's like they're always processing what they're thinking before they talk to you. So that means they're trying to reorganize their thoughts of what they're saying to you, because they're not saying the original first thing that's coming to mind. They're changing it up a bit. So so people who don't just speak like flat out, and it's hard for them to have a conversation. How do you have a conversation with somebody that has a fucking delayed response? It's like, motherfucker, do you need to connect to Wi-Fi or something? What is wrong with you? I'm talking to you like, hello, respond pronto, rapido, come on. And that was my experience with someone that I tried to date, and I knew this was not going to be a good match, and I knew it was going to be a fail because this MF had this delayed response every single time that we talk. I try to communicate with him. It was always this long pause, and then this stare like he's seen a ghost. And then he was talking, and I'm just like, oh my god, what is this? Are you downloading? Like, what's going on? So, to me, people who communicate like that, it's something off with them, and it's nothing. It's not a disability. It's not. It's just because they are not genuine, authentic people. They have to. It's either they put it on the front, or they're scared to say what they want to say or be who they are, but they're trying to manipulate somehow, and it ends up mostly always to be just that. It always, in the end, a reason for that. So, okay, let's read more about schema. La 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 la, hey hey hey. So schemas can help you understand the world and how the environment changes. People can organize new perceptions into schema quickly, as most situations do not require complex thoughts. See, while you're having a dinner with somebody and you're having a basic conversation and you ask a question or you're talking to them, it doesn't involve a complex thought. So there is no reason why the person should have some delayed reaction or delayed response, taking like 20-30 seconds before they respond to you. So that tells you that they are feeding you something that's not real. Those kind of people can be dangerous, untrustworthy. They have something to hide. Okay, so now going back to the schema. So why is it that it helps you understand the world as it is? Because like a script, if we know what's going to happen, right? Then it's always going to happen. We don't need to have a script, right? If we know every time, for example, if we leave the car out on the street on Monday and I don't move that car by 8 a.m., I'm going to have a parking ticket. And then I'm going to have to pay, blah, blah, blah. So, whatever. What's a rural schema? If I'm in the car and at the stoplight, the light turns green, and I live in LA. Once that light turns green, if I don't punch on my gas within 5 seconds, that person behind me, it's over. They're gonna go nuts. They're gonna start honking their horn, and maybe drive around me, and then the person behind them is gonna start honking the horn. So this is a schema. We already know in the situation what's gonna happen. 99.9% of the time, this is what's gonna happen. Maybe if you live in another state like Kansas, and if they have a stoplight, I'm kidding. But if you're in Kansas and if you don't go or you don't punch the gas immediately when the light turns green, they may react differently. Maybe if you're in a retirement community, they don't care. They have all day anyways. But if you're in LA, no, people are going to be pissed off. So those are schemas. You know what's going to happen in these situations. So, and because of that, we develop a certain behavior, right? We behave a certain way. It's like we're being trained. And why would we punch the gas when the light turns green? Because if I don't go when that light turns green and a person behind me gets mad, the person behind that person gets pissed off, and then they're directing all this negative, angry energy at me, then I'm going to get nervous. I'm going to start having my heart pumping fast because I don't know this person is going to come yell at me in my car. Then I might start to get anxiety and I start to get stressed out. And then I might get angry. Then I'm going to have a bad day. I'm going to go at work. Then I'm going to be yelling or whatever. Not yelling, but you know. So, okay, we know how to handle that schema. What's another schema? You go into the restaurant. There's certain things you do and you don't do. Depending on the situation, who you are with, etc. If you're just eating by yourself, and if you don't like the dish, you may ask for to change the dish, or I don't know. But if you're at a dinner with people, or it's a special event, you're probably not going to complain about the dish if it tastes like crap. You're gonna just eat it. You're just gonna take it. Why? Because there's a schema, right? You don't want to make it people feel bad, yourself to feel bad. Let's look for some pictures, some cute photos. You don't want the people to get upset. You don't want to create a bad memory. And these are really bad. Oops. Hey, talking about schemas, I wonder if I can use this as part of my dissertation. I like this. I really like this theory. Actually, I really do. I really, really, really do. This looks like an eye. So yeah, there's not much cute graphic on this. So what do you think about schemas? Here's one, scripts. Let's make it bigger. Oh my god, I can't make it bigger. No, not everybody loves a clown person. If you can read this one, it says everyone loves a clown person. Watch out. You can't trust something French or friendly. So that's a schema about people. Here's a script about things you know, and then about the self. Either you're shy or you're athlete, right? And what will happen? We'll just start to live up to those expectations. So it can be good and bad. So for example, what if you had a bad schema? What if somebody always put you down in your family and make you believe or make you feel to believe that you are a certain person or you fit a certain schema? You may start to subconsciously portray that role without your awareness or acknowledgement. You'll put out that behavior towards other people, even though you may not even have to speak, and when they pick up on that, they will treat you a certain way. That can close doors to opportunities or most likely the person responding to your subconscious script, right? Then they may choose not to socialize with you, etc., etc. So, I am going to end it now. I hope you enjoyed it. Like, share, and subscribe. Ciao.